Okay, first of all, good morning. Hi.
Good morning.
I had a video all prepared to show you today that would speak up on behalf of citizen journalists. On Saturday, I was informed that I would not be able to show it, that I was to keep this to an oral presentation. I'm a citizen journalist currently researching City of Mississauga municipal governance. Up until April 1st, I had an active blog at the Mississauga News. Research into municipal governance is all about data collection and rigorous analysis of records. About records, documents, emails, minutes of meetings. You'd expect to find the truth recorded there, would you not? Truth. George Orwell, 1984, Part 1, Chapter 3. And the perceptive will see the relevance here. Quote, "And if all others accepted the lie which the party imposed, if all records told the same tale, then the lie passed into history and became truth. Who controls the past," ran the party slogan, "controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past." Now let's try this. "And if all others accepted the lie which the city imposed, if all records told the same tale, then the lie passed into history and became truth. Trust, quality, excellence ran the city slogan. And the assertion, we just don't have pockets of excellence in this organization, we have excellence throughout, became truth. For the record, there are no media in MISSISSAUGA, and please spell that capital M-Y-T-H and lowercase I-S-S-A-U-G-A. We don't have a television station in MISSISSAUGA. Citizens are merely inflicted with a way that the city has found to funnel its trust, quality, excellence party line straight into our living rooms. So how bad is Rogers Cable 10? Beginning mid-April and running into May, when this judicial inquiry is scheduled, Rogers Cable 10 will air Hazel. Quote, In this 6-part documentary, we follow Hazel's journey from her humble beginnings to the woman she is today, a woman recognized and rewarded on the world stage. The obvious bias shown here speaks for itself. Between July and August 2009, I sent emails to Rogers Cable 10 Mississauga to participate in their Hazel documentary and even provided a video audition. Please see appendices 1 and 2. My only response from Todd Collison, special projects producer, was an email informing me that he'd be on vacation between August 17th to August 31st, 2009. Never heard back. As for MISSISSAUGA's only newspaper, coverage of City Hall is a joke. All you need do to confirm this is compare my video audition to Rogers TV's Todd Collison with the Mississauga News article, "Youth Not Out of Control," report says, Appendix 3. While the reporter quoted 2 City of Mississauga officials warbling the party line, he neglected to do due diligence and interview me and inform his readers what my 3 years of freedom of information has confirmed about treatment of youth at the city. Since the reporter is familiar with me and my research, I don't believe this was an unintentional oversight. It's truly preposterous to call what we're blighted with here in MISSISSAUGA media. And nationally, we're not all that well served either. Where are the Edward R. Murrows? Frankly, today's Murrows are more likely to be citizen bloggers filing freedom of information than hailing from the Toronto Stars and National Posts. That's why I was forced into blogging, the vast yawning soulless gap between what's shoveled to citizenry by accredited media and the reality. And we need the power of video because citizen journalists just aren't believed. And seeing is believing. As for Mr. McDowell's March 12th warnings to the court that, quote, "It cannot be that we face the prospect of having 10 cameras in the courtroom because it would be difficult to say yes to Mr. Barber and no to anyone else who approached you on the same footing. 10 citizen cameras in this comatose suburb?" I want to share the words of Phyllis Carter, a Montreal-based citizen journalist and blogger, to show just what citizens are up against when dealing with institutions ostensibly in place to serve the public. In many ways, she speaks for Mr. Barber and me. From Phyllis Carter's February 10th, 2010 blog, Quote, "I have gone against the current and fought battles for justice since I was a teenager. What is most distressing about speaking up is that those who are elected or otherwise employed to do justice, to stand up for the underdog, to protect and defend, are absent. Uninvolved, uncaring, unwilling to sacrifice their comfort to do what is right. Taking your complaint to the school principal or your landlord, you are branded as a troublemaker, and there can be severe consequences. Taking your case to the police, you are ignored or rebuffed or even laughed at. Taking your claim to members of government at any level, you are scorned at public meetings. If you write, you are granted a computerized acknowledgement of the receipt of your message. At every level, when you stick out your neck to ask for justice, you are told, nobody did anything wrong. Or most often, you're right, but this is not in our jurisdiction. Your friends will encourage you. They will sometimes speak up to support you. But most of the time you have to sacrifice your time, your energy, and your very heart to endure the frustration and rejection. And most often, being ignored in the hope that you will just go away and will just give up and go away. And most people do just give up and go away. I have fought for justice all my life alone. It takes enormous stubbornness and a steel-strong sense of right and wrong to persist against the current for months and even years. And there are not many people who can stand their ground, but we must." In 6 eloquent paragraphs, Phyllis Carter explains why it's important that citizen journalists are acknowledged as a legitimate voice in the Mississauga Judicial Inquiry, and that this hearing acknowledged that unaltered videotape is the ultimate objective witness observer throughout these proceedings. After all, isn't that what this judicial inquiry is about? Getting at the truth? It certainly would be unique should truth be allowed some room to skate inside the borders of this municipality. Truth is not just a stranger in Mississauga. Truth is smothered at birth. Smothered by committee and by what passes for media around here. That's why this judicial inquiry must have every second videotaped, unaltered, for the future. So they're not stuck like we are right now with only transcripts of the 1975 Mississauga Judicial Inquiry. Videotape is content-rich and a far more reliable venue for truth than anything else. The child born this morning deserves to watch and see the truth for himself, should he be so inclined 30 or 50 years from now. Assuming, of course, that the future cares about truth, let alone that government will allow access to it. I remind you of Orwell's warning. You are the present, Commissioner Cunningham, and you control the present. And you are controlling this present that will be the history for the future. Orwell again. If all others accepted the lie that the party imposed, if all records told the same tale, then the lie passed into history and became truth. Who controls the past ran the party slogan, controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. The past, Commissioner Cunningham, is proof that Mississauga-accredited media do not respect history enough to be guardians of the truth. As far as reporters at the national level, some of them are little more than stenographers. It would be ideal for me to be able to shoot video, but if not, I would ask that 100% of the judicial inquiry be videotaped, and for that unaltered videotape to be made freely available to libraries, Mississauga Library, Brampton Library, Caledon Library, and Peel Archives. I beg that you make all of it available free to citizens, to universities. It is, after all, a public inquiry, not just for the fortunate few who might be able to find the time to show up. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Ryan.